fantastic Friday morning, whether sneakers is your goal or a car or just paying the bills or making your dog have more fun. I don't know, but we're here to accomplish all of those goals. If you're joining us for the very first time, we hope you enjoy what you see and hanging out with us here. Get back in touch with the person that invited you, or you can hang out here afterwards if you have some additional questions. And then briefly, for those that are in the onboarding process, just a reminder, our breakout rooms are already open. And as much as you want to hang out here with us, our home office team is there in the licensing and onboarding breakout room to assist you and help you with every step of the way, including new agent setup. So if you are in the contracting process, head on over there and they will assist you. If you are already through that and you're in SL Sales Academy, you're in the right place. Hang out here with us, and then Josh will give you further direction as we continue on. All right. Hope everybody is fired up. It's March Madness. It's Friday. It's a reminder, as I said this morning. I'll share it with you all as your teammates join us a little bit late for some of them. But Friday, I say it on 5 a.m. Club. If you don't listen, I'm just telling y'all, the numbers don't lie. This don't lie. You're going to see a higher answer rate on a Friday and Saturday, specifically because your competition, not just in SLS, but in just the telesales space in general, there's less just distractions for our clients. And so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, real-time leads, live transfers, we're rocking and rolling. So this is still anybody's game when it comes to March Madness. There's still so much time left on the clock, Rory. This is like when Rory sent Grant and I a text that said, Gators got this. Gators didn't have it. He jinxed us. So if you think you got it, you never know. And if you think you're out of it, you never know. There is so much to be had with this. So without further ado, I've got some numbers to review. And then I know everyone's anxiously waiting for a March Madness update. So we begin with team production, and shout outs to the following teams. We had the Cook Crusaders. Today's going to be a big day for the Crusaders because I know they were getting some of those difficult clients. 6,588 AP on the day. We had Region of Steel, 10,079 AP. House of Diamonds, HOD, 21,232 AP. We had, it was very close. Then we had the Banksters, no limit Banksters, 22,496 AP, but there can only be one champion. Again, a couple thousand AP separating all the teams at the top there. But the wild cards came in 24,506
Only
AP.
wild cards.
Let's go, wild cards. There we go. We got a couple wild cards fired up.
Everybody.
Now we move to the PPA category. Something we're very proud of around these parts, but we measure every single day. If all the teams had the same amount of players, how would we stack up? So that comes out to premium per agent, or if you are a boxing fan, pound per pound. And how did we do for the day? We measure daily, we measure weekly. So on the day yesterday, we had the Crusaders at 193 PPA. We had the House of Diamonds at 359. We had the Wild Cards at 371. And then we had the Banksters come in at 449 PPA, but there can only one PPA
Good effort.
champion on the day. I know he's fired up about it. You had Region of Steel coming in with 530 PPA on.
Good
Great
job,
job, everybody.
Eric and
Superman, let's go.
Go, Region.
There we go. There's that energy, Rory. Friendly reminder. Just like a basketball team. Get some energy. It gets you going. It gets your teammates going. For me, Grant and I used to, I don't know if Grant's still called. Grant and I used to do this thing. Raul loves avocado. And then we used to do all this bantering back and forth. Why? Because you got to get the marbles out of your mouth so that when you get on the phone and you make your first dial, the very first words that you utter cannot be to your clients. So if you haven't spoken to anybody this morning, now is a great chance. Just come off of mute, cheer your teammates on, just get get the muscles moving and get yourself warmed up and ready to
Right.
go. But there's Greg. Good morning, Greg. And then we move to talk time. Friendly reminder to us every single day. If you accomplished 5 hours of talk time yesterday, right? I want you to pat yourselves on the back. If you did 5 hours and no sales, that's a rare day, but I want you to understand the power of consistency, right? We've had agents give testimony. They were at 0 through Thursday, and then they write 15,000, and then they write 5,000 on a Monday. So the momentum can swing both directions. And some people did 5 hours talk time yesterday and had 5,000 AP, right? So give yourselves a pat on the back, but you got to do it consistently. You've got to shoot for 25 hours and make sure you do 25 hours every single week. I promise you the numbers, we've broken them down. They work if you work the system. So that's what we say, but we only can highlight those that did over 6 hours yesterday. The hardest worker in the agencies or in the agency for the day yesterday. So we want to give special shout out to the following individuals. So if they're your teammates or friends, make a little bit of noise as we start with Angelina Irving with 6 hours of talk time yesterday. Fantastic job.
Way to go,
Yeah.
Angelina.
Tasha Hill, 6 hours, 1 minute, way to go. Tasha.
Queen T. Good job.
Queen T. We had Nathan Hilliard, 6 hours, 5 minutes. Great job. Nathan.
Go, Nate.
Desmond Boone, 6 hours, 5 minutes.
We got the boom.
Desmond Boone.
We have Latasha Morris, triple threat, 6 hours, 5 minutes on the day yesterday. Great job. We had Elizabeth Berry with 6 hours, 6 minutes. Way to go,
Let's
Elizabeth.
go.
Then we jump to Rayshon Cochran, 6 hours, 33 minutes on the day yesterday.
Okay, Ray. Okay, Ray. We see you, Ray.
And then we had a Lance, is it Olushova? 6 hours, 35 minutes. I hope I got that right. And then we had Alex Johnson, the E-Check King, 6 hours, 49 minutes.
Okay.
Way to go. Then we had 3 individuals jump to impressive stats. We begin with Vicky Hoshish. She knows how to get some talk time. 7 hours, 28 minutes on the day yesterday.
Good job, Vicky.
Way to work.
Then the next two, no strangers to the top of the talk time. You guys already know. 7 hours, 48 minutes for Monica Henderson. Fantastic day
Put that work
yesterday.
in.
Way to go, Monica.
Great job.
Good job, Monica.
Very impressive stats on the day for Monica too. But there can only be one talk time champion. Edging out Monica was the Energizer Bunny. Chris Reese, 8 hours, 8 minutes on the day yesterday.
Excellent job, Chris. Great job, honey.
He puts in that effort day in and day out. So when I hear, talking to somebody yesterday, said, I wish I could be like Chris Reese. I said, you can be like Chris Reese. You just got to work like Chris Reese. So that is the key. She will tell you that. Now we move to the AP on the day. So we talked about talk time. If you get 5 hours yesterday, pat yourselves on the back. If you had a sale of any size yesterday, congratulations to you. If it was 5 hours plus a sale, that is the efficiency that is day to day of the activity. But the following individuals were in the SAD club. SAD, string in a day. So they're anything but sad. We shoot for string in a week as the floor, right? I never want somebody to say my goal is string. String is the floor. And so when you can do string in a day and you can string together some SAD club days, that is where you truly start to see the 10K weeks and the 20K weeks. So we've got to shout out the following individuals as we begin with Cassie Smith. Cassie celebrating 1 year anniversary, just think last week. Shout out to Cassie, 2,543 AP, over 3,200 for the week. And Cassie is at 100%. E-Check Social Security. Way to go.
Cassie.
Way to go, Cassie.
Great job, Cassie.
Thank you, guys.
India facing over 5 hours on the day, 2,780 AP on the day, over 13,000 AP on
Good
the
job,
week.
India.
Way to go, India.
Good job, India.
Headed for
Awesome,
20.
India.
Thank you.
Good job, India.
And we talked about in talk time, Angelina Irvin with over 6 hours, 2,806 AP, 100% e-check, Social Security, billing, fantastic.
Excellent job.
Let's go, Angela.
Thank you.
Good
Now
job.
we jump to those over 3K. Antonio Cannon takes us to 3,302 AP, over 7,300 for the week. Very impressive week so
Good job,
far.
Antonio.
Then we got Elaine Rosser from Kansas City. 3,481 AP. Elaine is over 6,400 for
Awesome, Elaine.
Good job,
Elaine.
Elaine.
Great job, Elaine.
for the March Madness folks. That's underdog. Then we love nicknames around here. We got Prada, Rada, Prasad, over
Prada,
5.5 hours, 37.96 for Prada Rada.
Yeah.
Over 8,900 AP on the week.
Go, Rada.
Great job, Rada.
Rada.
Only been doing this like a month and a half, Rory, but Rada knows what she's doing. So fantastic job there. Consistency from Rada. And then we had Brian the Stiff Lord, 4,051 AP on the day. Way to go.
Good job, Brian.
Good job.
He's on the call. He loves sneakers. He wants to come down to Vero to get some more. We got A.B. Aaron Balderrama. Since 2017, I've known 4,094, over 8,100 for the week. He says, I know March Madness isn't over yet. I'm coming for
Awesome
it.
job,
Good job,
Elaine.
Let's go, AB.
Good job, Aaron.
Then we got Mo Money Molly Jones,
Mo Money Molly.
4,809
Good job,
AP
Miss Molly.
on the week. Molly's
Let's
over
go, Molly.
13,000
Great job.
for the
Good
week.
job, Molly.
Way to
Great
go,
job, Molly.
Molly. Another
Good
one
job, Molly.
heading for 20K, Rory. Then we had two individuals. It was within a couple AP. Go over 5,000 AP. This next individual, 5,226 on the day, putting in some activity, finding some lightning for Jessica Trim, JT Black Lightning makes some
Great
noise.
job, Jessica.
Yo, JT.
Way to go.
Good job, Jessica.
Awesome job, Jessica.
Roy, Jessica joined us in January of 2022, but there can only be one champion. And this young lady joined us just 2 months later in March of 2022. Had 5 hours yesterday, 5,246 AP on the day, 7,000 AP on the week. Make some noise for your agent of the day, Adrian Howard.
Let's go, AD.
Howard.
Hey, weekend, baby.
Good job.
Yes, yes.
Good job.
That's
We're
my
so
girl.
proud of you.
I see you.
I really appreciate y'all so much. So my day started out very early. I got on the phone with the young man, and he knew exactly what he wanted, but he didn't know how to put it in place. So we went through the spiel of trying to get different programs in place, and he was just like, yep, that's what I wanted. But his health didn't qualify for it. So, of course, guys, you want to call your SBCs as quick as possible, especially when they think that they can get something that they cannot get. If you don't want to explain it to them, or you don't have the verbiage to give them the sad story, call your SBCs. My SBCs are so wonderful on the banksters. And so we ended up getting him Sika. The next young lady took care of her mother and her father, and her dad had nothing. He was 83, and she was like, I just don't want to deal with this by myself. You know, I'm already having to be with them and raise 5 kids, and I just don't want this on on me, you know. And so we went through everything, and he qualified for SECA, and it was standard. The only thing he was able to get, of course, was $10,000, but she was happy with that because she was paying more for $5,000, and so she was like, "I'll take it." And then she was like, "Let's take a break," because it did take us a little minute to do that. And she wanted me to call her back. We set up, we took a lunch break, we set up again, and she ended up getting her a term policy, 35-year term ROP. And she added all 5 of her kids. She was happy, and she said, "We'll do mom tomorrow." And so that was my day. Thank you.
Great job, AD.
Wow, make some noise for
Hey,
AD.
Get him,
Let's
AD.
go.
That's how you do it.
Good job.
Great job.
Wow.
Let's roll it back again today,
Evangelist.
James. I think AD can do it again today.
That's why AD all day. And I mean, you heard her. She's got it teed up. She's got this lady making it happen. So a couple of quick things you learned there, right? Friendly reminder, if you heard it from talking to some of you all, sometimes, feel like, oh, I've been here a couple months, so I shouldn't need an SBC or whatever. A second voice will always be helpful. Grant and I used to pass the phone back and forth all the time. So you hear AD there saying, sometimes I need a second voice to help me navigate this, and it gives the client a level of comfortability by doing that. So great job there, pivoting on the decline. And then fantastic job on the second one. So just quick pointers and take homes for you guys, right? Is she clearly spent, as you said, a lot of time developing that relationship, getting to know her so that they could do a policy review, find out she's paying way too much for $5,000. She's able to get her double for less. So that creates a trust level there as well. But then she didn't just give up there. I think a lot of people, and I'm just giving AD a little props here, probably would have just stopped at 10K, thinking that that's all that they could do, or that's all that she wanted. So very cool to hear. Took a little lunch break, took a breather, got some water, and then comes back, has an appointment, sticks to her appointment, and does a 35-year ROP term. One of my favorite products, right? So some of us sometimes just get pigeonholed into, okay, we got to get $10,000 of final expense, and that's going to cover funeral burial. But there's so many different options between income replacement and the ROP term. I've got an ROP term. Fun little story before I turn it over to Henry. Grant and I sold each other ROP terms when they first came out, and we actually signed a little contract because you get your money back, a percentage of the money back. So we made a fun little agreement together that we were going to take a percentage was for our family, and a percentage was we were going to go on a little vacation together. So that was fun there, but I love that. So if you're not really understanding all the products, all the agent guides, and taking advantage of all that, then you're missing out. And then getting referrals, right? Sometimes I've heard clients say it all, or agents say it all the time, is, our clients sometimes think they're the only ones because of the lead was in their name that qualify. So do not forget to talk about referrals and play the game show and do AD&D referrals and script save and all those things, and then talk about the family, right? So AD's got an appointment with the husband now this afternoon, which is why we can confidently say she's going to run it back again today, because she's already got a sale teed up there. And the best time to make a sale, Roy, is right after you made one. So fantastic job, AD. Fantastic job, everybody. But there's some take homes there. But we got March Madness. We got a lot to review, and we got a lot to cover. And we got to finish strong Friday, Saturday, Sunday teed up here. So without further ado, take yourselves off the mute, make a little bit of noise, and welcome to the stage, Mr. Henry Stewart.
Welcome, Mr. Henry Stewart.
Good morning, good sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, and welcome to the Breakfast Club call. This is a call that does it all for y'all. Well, maybe not all, but it is designed to train, motivate, and encourage, and we hope you derive at least one of those benefits. Make some noise if you're excited, because today is going to be the biggest day you've had in the history of sales.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's gonna be a day.
Andre, he's always hype, and joining him, of course, is looking great. Everybody, let's give it up for Greg Bravdell one time. It's maxing and relaxing, but still coming.
Let's go, Greg.
All right, Greg.
Go, Greg.
Hang in there, Greg. Health first. Greg almost
Love you,
some good stuff
Greg.
checked
Love
out. Always listen. We love momentum. We love sales. We love contests. But if you don't have your health, you can't do any of it. So always take a time out if you need to go get checked out. Even if you're like, better safe than sorry. Even if you're thinking, it's not that serious. But it could be serious. So only one way to find out, go check it out. When it comes to declines, which I heard A.D. Howard say, make sure that you get your SBCs involved. Let me tell you a story about declines, especially for those of you that might be new to sales or new to insurance. When I tell you this story, you'll be able to relate and you'll be like, oh, because a lot of times we get declines and we get all flustered. What am I going to say? My client's going to be so disappointed. They're not going to buy, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Most declines know, or at least highly suspect, that they are a decline. So when they act shocked, it's just negotiation. And so you don't need to overreact to it. Allow me to expand. In my 20s, I didn't know if I had bad credit, but I was pretty sure I did. I knew that family members had opened up utility accounts in my name. I knew that I didn't have a new car or a new house, but the internet did not exist in my 20s, nor did the ability to order your Equifax or Experian unless you had a friend that was in real estate or something like, can you run that report and tell me what my credit looks like, which many people did not. So we all just walked around blind with our fingers crossed, not really knowing what the actual numbers were, applying for stuff to find out what our credit was. And then we just all be surprised together. So when I would go buy a car, I would get something called the Sunday paper, which you people, probably young folks, are like, what are you talking about? There'd be these colorful ads in the paper, and car dealerships would be all over there. They'd be like, come get this car for only $300 a month. It's brand new, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. So I'd grab my fancy dancy Sunday paper. I'd grab my little colorful ad out of there. I'd walk down to the car dealership, and I'd say, give me that. Give me that brand new car for $300 a month or whatever the deal was. And they said, how's your credit? And I said, pretty good. And so let's do some test drives. And they test drive, and we walk around. I pick the car. I tell them I want leather seats and the color and this and that, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. They say, come on in. We're going to talk to the finance department and see what we can do. The finance department would go, take my information, plug it in. They come back, and 9 times out of 10, the salesperson would have a very sad look on their face. I said, what's the problem? And they would say, oh, Mr. Stewart, I don't think we're going to be able to get that car for you. Not at that price. Your credit's a 326. 326? But what does that mean? It means that you're not going to get this car. Really? My credit's not good. Really? I can't believe it. Well, what can you guys do? And then they come back and they'd be like, well, if you put down $2,000 and this and that, and I'd be like, okay, I don't, these crazy computers, I don't know what's going on. I think it's probably a mistake, but if that's the best you can do, then let's roll with it. Now I'm going to ask, it's my job to act surprised. It's a negotiation. What? Because I don't want them to just come back and say something completely crazy, like, yeah, you got to put 5,000 down. So I got to really do a good acting job of being disappointed. Makes no sense. Now, did you spell my name? Now, I'm Henry, not Harry. Henr. What, you put the N and the R in there? Mr. Stewart, we put the N, and you got the numbers right. Now, you know my social. We got everything right, Mr. Stewart. We got it all right. Now, I'm a junior. Did you pull my dad up by accident? No, it's you. It's you. We all like, oh, well, we got to figure this thing out. Your clients many times have applied someplace else already. They've already received bad news. They just don't want to accept it. So they're going to come to you like they got a clean bill of health. Yeah, give me this. Really? They say I have COPD. Me. Yeah, you. Wow. All right, what can we do? Many times it's a form of negotiation. So they say I smoke, huh? Did you double check that? Many times it is just a form of negotiation. So you're overreacting to something they already know. They know they've been to the hospital 6 times this year, right? But they don't know what you know. So like, how are you? I'm pretty healthy. What do you say? What is that computer telling you? So don't overreact. So then when it happens and your client's like, why, man, I can't believe this. Play along with it. Yeah, I know. Sometimes things happen. I think these computers nowadays, though, I'll tell you something. You even breathe too loud. There's a computer somewhere that's going to hear it. So your doctor's appointments and the nurses and this and the medicines. Nowadays, all these people talk to each other, but it's pretty accurate. You know, matter of fact, sometimes a computer will remember something that even we forget. So, but I've checked them 1,000 times. So usually, though, if you add up all your hospital visits, all the medications that you take, anytime you went to the hospital, whatever they told you while you were in the hospital, when you add all that stuff together, you might not be thinking about it right now, but normally everything that the computer's coming back with is normally pretty true. The good news is, now the bad news is, a couple of years ago, if all this stuff added up, all I can do right now is shake my head and say, Miss Mary Jane, I'm so sorry, there's nothing I can do for you. That's the bad news. The good news is that even though you got a couple little health things going on, I think there's some companies that still might want to work with you. Let me check into. Let me see what I can do. Let me see if I can get you an offer. Woo! Guess what? You're not gonna believe it. I've got 2 companies that still want to partner with you to protect your family. They're willing to cut a check for X amount. Let me tell you what they're saying. And then the client comes back, just like Mr. Stewart did 30 years ago. And like, wow, that sounds pretty good. Can you do that? I think I can. Let's go ahead and move forward, see what we can do. And then they're happy. Make sense? So don't get overwhelmed by these declines. Many times people know that, but you don't know that. You're new. You're new to the industry. So like, what's going on? They're going to be so sad. They're not sad. They know it. They're actually happy. They thought they were going to get nothing until your SBC came in there and saved it. Moving on, as we talk about March Madness, some of you were looking for something yesterday, and it was delivered. You wanted to know how many points am I actually walking into this world with? And as of right now, let me give you some news you can use. So this is final week 1 standings. That means that yesterday, everything that was going to be processed has been processed. It was all locked in. So the points that you see on this page, these are the points that your team currently owns. So the super closers, you are in possession. It's not a projection for just your first week points. It's not a projection anymore. These are your actual points. Everything you're getting ready to see, everybody, these are your actual points. So you're going to take these points, and you're going to add them to whatever points you get this week in a few minutes. And when you put those points together, when you put last week's points plus this week's points, it's going to let you know where you stand as of Monday morning. And where you stand as of Monday morning is going to determine if your entire team is an 8th, 7th, 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, or 1st. So just a quick review. I know you've seen this already, but week number 1, super closers, you own 8 points. When you hear your team name, feel free to make a little noise. Second place, owning 7 points is Ballin' Banksters. The Big Jokers own 6 points already. The Dunkin' Diamonds own 5 points. The Cookin' Crusaders own 4 points. The Ace of Spades own 3 points. And the No Limit Ballers own 2. The Wild Deuces own 1 point coming into this week. Now, between today, tomorrow, and Sunday, all the teams are going to keep writing, and you're going to see how many points you can collect. As of right now, if the competition ended today, which it's not over today, we've got people collecting points. So in 8th place, projected to collect 1 point for this week is the No Limit Ballers. Projected to collect 2 points if nobody makes any moves would be the Ballin' Banksters. Projected to collect 3 points if nobody makes any moves, those Cookin' Crusaders. And projected to collect 4 points if nobody makes any moves is the Aces of Spades. You guys are all here chilling on the second page. If you're going to stay on the second page, don't make a sound. But if you're like, man, we're getting off the second page, we're getting on to the first, make a little noise.
Let's go, Ballin' Banksters.
Getting on that
Let's
first page.
We can
Absolutely.
go, Ballin' Banksters. We're going to move.
Banksters.
Page 1.
As you can see, nobody is out of it. It's points plus points. There's going to be an update later in the day, and what it's going to show you is if you take the points you already own and you add them to the points you're projected to get, it's going to tell you if everything stayed the same, what your ranking would be in the entire competition. So the name of the game, everybody, And this is what James was talking about earlier. The name of the game, particularly today, tomorrow, and Sunday, nobody's out of it. Nobody's out of it because when the dust settles, in addition to how much AP you write, the biggest thing is how many points do you collect? It's about grabbing spots. You want to grab one of these top 4 spots. Grabbing one of the top 4 spots will help your position. Currently in the top 4 spots are these teams. Oh, there we go. Are these teams. So the big jokers are in 4th place. Their team did 43,477. They are currently in line to get 5 points. We've got the super closers. They are currently in 3rd place for this week. If everything stayed the same, nobody made any moves, nobody got busy on the leaderboard, they're in position to get 6 points this week, lining up for 7 points this week unless somebody makes a move. Those wild deuces are holding the
Deuces.
And the number 1 team this week, those Dunkin' Diamonds, they're not going away. They're still fighting to keep that number 1 spot. If you're number 4 and you're going, or 3 or 2, and you're going to be number 1, or you're number 1 and you ain't letting number 4 and number 3, number 2 take your spot, make a little noise.
Let's go, Diamond.
Let's
We're
go,
going to keep
Diamond.
number 1, baby.
Joker number 1.
Let's go. In addition to these prizes, we still have competition for the MVP. Some are trying to take prizes at the $250, $500, $750, $1,000 prize level. Folks are just jockeying for position at the top. We've got about $50 separating Chris Reese and Molly Jones right now, and neither one of them can get too comfortable because all it takes is one big day from India or Elaine, and it will flip this upside down. And don't forget, there's Pradarada, and there's Aaron Balderrama and Shannon Amaya. All of these folks, these are all people capable of having 10, 15, 16, 17, or $20,000 days. I exaggerate not, because many of them have done that before. So it is pandemonium. If you understand how this competition works, you know that anything is possible and anything is probable if you put in the work. And that's always the challenge on a Friday and a Saturday and a Sunday. Who's going to put in the work? First of all, who should put in the work? The people who should put in the work are the folks that we talked about yesterday, right? You look at your situation. Our schedule should be determined by our situation, not our feelings. Our schedule should be determined by our situation, not our feelings. Henry, I don't feel like working today. My stomach hurts, if I'm being perfectly honest, but it's not going to stop me from working because my feelings don't matter. I got stuff to do. The agency needs support in certain areas. My feelings are irrelevant. So it's not about feelings right now, everybody. It's about facts. And the fact of the matter is this: the most important contest of them all is your commission check. Right now, you're scheduled to get some amount. If you're happy with that amount, great, chill out. If you're not happy with that amount, do something about it. And the something that you do about it is to get on the phones, make some sales, make some money, be happy next Thursday instead of sad. It is a very easy choice while you're chasing the most important contest of them all, which is your commission check. And the way you win it is the stuff that we talked about yesterday: good underwriting, picking the right companies, making sure that you have Social Security billing or e-check when appropriate. But this contest should be in your mind as well, because while you're doing what you got to do anyway, you have a chance to claim a prize as an MVP writer, or you have a chance to push your team to victory and end up with one of the top 10 prizes. So I'm going to let you go and huddle with your teams and plan world domination as you come up with your game plan for how to place in the top 4. But when I do that, I'm going to count it down from 5. And when I do that, I want you to make a lot of noise, because a lot of you are. The more you believe it, the more you sell. Make sure you go over some sales tips. Make sure you take advantage of your SBCs as we wrap this call up with a little reminder that there's no excuses. Only results count. My computer is slow. So what? Bria messed up. Who cares? All right. If you were driving in the old days, making face-to-face sales, When you're driving, stuff happens. You got the occasional flat tire. You got caught in the unexpected traffic jam. A water main would break and you have to take a detour. It's going to happen. So when stuff happens in your regular sales day, stop flipping out. Everything in life, watch those replays. Everything in life, things happen from time to time. It's no different. You have to drive to somebody's house, they're not there. You go to their house and they say, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I can't do it right now. I forgot that I had a doctor's appointment." There's no perfect day, whether in the field or on the phones. There's always going to be some unexpected curveball. So don't just have a meltdown when something weird happens. Weird stuff is part of everybody's workday. Every workday, somebody's going to be working someplace. You're working at a bank, and you'll call the bank and customer service says, "Sorry, the system's down." Right? It's just part of life. It's part of computers, part of technology. Don't overreact when weird stuff happens. What you do is you maximize your time. If the system's down, do some training. System goes back up, go back to work. But whatever you do, don't make excuses. Only results count. If you believe that, say it loud and proud. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
No excuses, only
Results count.
In Jesus' name, amen.
Results count.
Great day, everyone.
Ooh.
Merry
Easter, everyone.